Hello again, basketball fans, and welcome to Game Time on NBATV. Rick Kamla with Mitch Richmond and Brent Barry here to recap a 5-game Easter Sunday in the NBA. And we begin in San Antonio, where the West-leading Spurs hosted the East-leading Heat in a potential finals preview. However, LeBron James sat out for the first time this season with a hamstring injury, while Dwayne Wade and Mario Chalmers were held out with ankle injuries. Now, this reminded us of November 29th in Miami, when Greg Popovich sent back to San Antonio Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, and Danny Green. Yet the Spurs led with under a minute to go until Ray Allen hits that three, putting the Heat up by 2. And then it's Gary Neal. A chance for the tie. It would not go. The Heat hold on for the victory, 105-100. And there are Wade and James coming into the AT&T Center, not ready to go. Greg Popovich and his Spurs would have to go to work without Manu Ginobili. Out with a hamstring injury, suffered Friday. Bosh hits a 3, Miami up 5-zip. Bosh hits another, Miami up 12-7.
Hey, Bosh is stretching the defense. He's hitting that three-point shot. The big man can't get out there.
Tim Duncan to Kawhi Leonard. Wait for the fake and the 3.
Great patience by Kawhi on the skip pass from Timmy. He knocks down the three-point ball. Spurs with an early lead.
And then it's Danny Green, the floater, +1. He had 12. San Antonio led by 4. Back comes the combination of Tony Parker and Tim Duncan. Parker.
Great penetration here. Timmy cleans up his miss right there, able to stick it back in, collects his own miss, added a 2-pointer. So six-point lead for San Antonio.
Duncan had 17 points and 12 rebounds. Kawhi Leonard was nice as well. 17 points, 11 rebounds. Spurs led by 5 at the break, and look out below.
Oh, great pass by Duncan to Kawhi Leonard, and he finishes up top.
Wow, right over top of UD.
Yes.
Kawhi Leonard showing some athleticism there.
Great finish.
Norris Cole starting for Mario Chalmers. Sweet reverse. He had 13 points and 4 assists. Heat down 1. Mike Miller puts the Heat up 3.
Well, great third quarter there. They seem to get the pace of the game on their side. Mike hits that 3, and then more ball movement by the Heat. James Jones catches Shane Battier in the corner. 31-19 for the Heat in the third.
And then it's Danny Green from the corner. Spurs are down 4. He's going to do it again.
Well, great ball movement by San Antonio. Parker finds him in the corner for a 3, and Steven Jackson is telling him, you got to switch, young fella.
And then it's Tim Duncan from the free throw line with 3 minutes to go, putting the Spurs up by 1. Same score. It's Duncan again.
Wow, Timmy just operating on that right block. The fadeaway that time, knocking it down. Has hit some big shots over the week, but was it going to be enough?
And we flash back to January 5th, 2012. Heat and Hawks, and Chris Bosh ties the game with 0.6 of a second left. No LeBron, no Wade. Bosh steps up as the hero. The Heat would go on to win in triple overtime. We fast forward to Sunday. Miami down 1. They get the stop here, the miss from Duncan. Ray Allen running point. He's going to find Chris Bosh. Mitch, could he do it again?
Oh, yes, he can. Great penetration by Ray Allen. Pump fake, finds Bosh at the top of the key for the 3. Duncan was too late to get there, and it was a swish.
Heat up 88-86 with 1.1 to go and a howl at the moon, but still time for San Antonio.
And a great look here. Tony comes off the curl. Norris Cole gets his hand up there. Ball seemed to slip out of Tony's hands. No good. And you see the high fives for the Miami Heat, minus 2 stars who were in the back, and I believe tackled Chris Bosh after the game, we're told, in the tunnel on the way to the locker room. Huge win.
The Heat moved to 58-15 with this win. They win the season series 2-0 over San Antonio. Most importantly, they move 3 games ahead of the Spurs for the best record in the NBA with 9 games to go. The Heat have won 29 of the last 30. San Antonio drops to 55-18. The 86 points that they scored ties a season low at home. Their starting backcourt of Parker and Green limited to just 24 points on 8 of 28 shooting. Here's Bosh with Jason Jackson.
Well, I mean, it was very satisfying. We just wanted to compete. No matter who we put out here, we're going to play defense hard. We're going to move the ball and play together. And, no matter what the personnel, we believe in each other. And, things just went well for us.
Coach Bolster did not call timeout after another wonderful defensive stand. You guys go up. Looked like you ran right to that line. What was in your mind?
I set a screen for Ray. I knew I just wanted to create some confusion going to an early screen. They trapped him. UD rolled to the basket. I was open for a split second. And, I had been saying if I catch it every time, I'm going to let it go. So it went in.
The Heat closing in on home court advantage throughout the upcoming NBA playoffs. They lead the Spurs by 3, the Oklahoma City Thunder by 4.5, Denver by 8.5, and Memphis by 9 games. That's a look at your top 5 in the NBA through Sunday's work. All right, Bones, let's have you break down the game winner by Chris Bosh.
Yeah, well, interesting decision after Tim Duncan misses that shot for Miami to not strategize a bit, call a timeout, and see if they could take advantage of execution. So if we look at this play, Pop drew up something nice for Timmy where he had either direction to go, whether he could go off Danny Green or use the splitter pick. He uses the splitter pick, which allows the Miami Heat to have big switch. So UD gets Timmy, does a great job here defensively, challenges him late. You see Ray Allen, great job of hugging the box there in position to go out and guard Danny Green, but also in great rebound position. And on the backside, Shane Battier's got to get a body to Kawhi Leonard. You see Chris Bosh down in there on splitter. So great job to collect the rebound. And now Miami, decision time. What are you going to do, Spo? You look at him on the sideline. Ray gets eye contact. Go. Let's explore. Let's see what happens. Ray comes down on the penetration, like Mitch said. A good job of unbalancing the floor here on this pick and roll by Chris Bosh. It forces Danny Green over the top. So now he's chasing Ray. These two guys have to communicate, Splitter and Green. They do not. Splitter switches out, and Timmy now is the guy who's at odds. He's got a 2-on-1 on the backside. You got Haslam slipping to the basket for a layup potentially, and then Bosh popping out. He had already made 2 threes in the game. Ray makes a great decision here. He finds Bosh. Timmy's in position to close out. It's just a little late. Bosh able to knock down the 3, let out the primordial scream here that we saw in Toronto, obviously, for many years. Gets the celebratory jump-ons from Mike Miller. But if you were to tell me in this game that Mike Miller and Norris Cole would outscore Tony Parker and Danny Green, I would say, what game are you talking about, and who's starting for Miami? But they were able to do that. Huge efforts by those guys.
Yeah, and great call by Spoelstra because it didn't allow San Antonio to set up their defense by calling a timeout. He rushed it up, and Haslam made a cut that Duncan had to honor because it would have been a layup. So he couldn't get out to Bosh, and Bosh just gathered his feet, took the 3, and made the shot.
Those 3 threes from Chris Bosh, a career high for him. Now let's hear from Spurs head coach Greg Popovich on that bucket by Bosh.
They did a great job of pick and rolls all night long, and you know, Tony, without Manu, Tony's the guy that's got to generate things for us, and they pretty much took him out with you know, all their double teams and hard hedges and that sort of thing, and we just, you know, didn't generate offense anywhere else except through Timmy. They did a real good job of it.
Talk about Bosh's outside shooting tonight.
Well, it's not just tonight. That's what he is. You know, he's a heck of a player, number one, but he's also a hell of a shooter. And he knocked down a big shot. You know, Timmy contested it, and he hit a big shot to win the game. Give him credit.
Well, Pop making great points there about the activity for the Miami Heat. We know how good on the perimeter they are with LeBron James and Dwayne Wade, and I think they were able to still bother them with their length. Chris Anderson's activity, UD, Rashard Lewis playing the 4, and Chris Bosh out there. Big road win, taking a clutch of that home court advantage throughout the playoffs. Miami did a great job.
The Heat won this game from the 3-point line. They made 12 of 28. The Spurs made 7 of 24, and the Heat become the first team in NBA history to win 17 games in a calendar month.